You know, Rob, during the presentation yesterday by Disney, there were about 20 or 30 things said and done that I totally expected. Some things I predicted, all that kind of stuff. But there were a couple of very highlight things that did catch me by surprise that was, like, quite frankly, I was completely wrong about thinking about what they would do. Kevin Feige decided to take the time to specifically address the issue of Chadwick Boseman and Black Panther. And in that presentation, he just very shortly but succinctly said, we have made the decision that we are not going to recast. We are no longer going to use the T'Challa character. T'Challa is no longer Black Panther. And, you know, Rob, this is, to me, the one mistake I think they made, but their heart's in the right place, and I understand. You know, a little while ago, Rob, as we were discussing about what we thought they would do with the T'Challa character, whether they would decide to retire the character in honor of Chadwick Boseman, or whether they would bring in another actor to pick up the baton for Chadwick Boseman and carry on in his name. I said, I feel the right thing to do, both from a business point of view, from a story point of view, for the importance of the character point of view. I thought the right thing to do and the smart thing to do was to recast, have another actor pick up that baton for Chadwick and carry on. But I also said, I know whatever Kevin Feige decides, it'll be from the best place. You know, it'll be they'll make their decisions based on what they think honors Chadwick Boseman and what they think is the right thing to do. Even whether they do what I think is the smart thing or not, I know their motivation is going to be right. I do believe they made a mistake. I think it is a mistake. I think this character is too important, not Black Panther, but T'Challa. I think T'Challa is too important of a character for them to make this move. But again, I have no issues with it. I understand that it's coming from a place of wanting to honor this person who worked with them to help bring the character. I find it funny that Stan Lee died and they didn't think about retiring the Black Panther character. And Stan Lee is more important to the Black Panther character than even Chadwick Boseman was. But I get it. I do. I get it. I think it was a mistake, but I understand it and I have no problem with it. But I'll tell you, Rob, it absolutely surprised me. Because leading up to the event, not only was I convinced that it was the right thing to do to recast the role, I was becoming more and more convinced that it's what they would do, even though I always knew it was a possibility they wouldn't, but I became more and more convinced it was something that we do. So I got to admit, that was one of the things from yesterday that really, really surprised me. So bottom line is, I think it's a mistake, but I'm not upset about it because I understand it's coming from a good place. Rob, you heard Feige make this announcement. What was your reaction to it?
Well, you know that I was saying that I had said early on, they probably maybe wouldn't recast Black Panther and they would do something different and maybe eventually have somebody else take over the role. I think it's the right thing to do. You know why? Because I think I keep going back to when Captain Marvel died, the original Captain Marvel, not Marvel, not Carol Danvers. And in the comics, he basically got cancer and died. And I remember how affecting that was. And I think they're going to incorporate Chad Boseman's passing in that storyline, and it'll make it poignant. And again, it will add more resonance and weight to a franchise that already means, well, a sub-franchise that already means so much to so many people. And I think that he will be honored. And I think it's something that I kind of like. And then also the story possibilities, the power vacuum left in Wakanda. It'll give us a really interesting way to explore the different factions with Okoye and M'Baku and Shiri and who knows who else is going to show up in Wakanda. Maybe Namor. You know, Namor flooded Wakanda once. What if Namor shows up and says, "Hey, I'm taking over," you know, something, and they're like, "Oh no, you're not." And there's the war with the Atlanteans or something. That could be badass.
Right. And by the way, I should point this out. I have some people in the live chat saying, what does Stan Lee have to do with Black Panther? Stan Lee created Black Panther. Stan Lee and Jack Kirby created the Black Panther character. It is their creation. That's what Stan Lee, a lot of people just suddenly say, wait a minute, what does Stan Lee have to do with Black Panther? He created him. He is the creator of Black Panther. Anyway, yeah, I mean, it opens up a lot of possibilities of where they could go moving forward. And there are some exciting things you can do. Look, at the end of the day, The bottom line is I trust Kevin Feige. I think Kevin Feige's earned our trust, the benefit of the doubt when it comes to making these decisions. And he's going to do something good with it. I still personally feel they should have, to honor Chadwick Boseman and to honor the importance of the T'Challa character, I thought they should have gotten the appropriate actor to come in and pick up that baton for Chadwick. But they decided to go in a different way, and I'm sure they're going to find a way to make it work. So question is, guys, what did you think about that decision? It was one of the ones that really did surprise me, but I know it's coming from a good place. How did you feel about it? Jump down into the comment section below and let me know your thoughts. Okay, guys.